What's up, everyone? My name is Alex, and I am on the top of the world, and most specifically, I am in Nepal. In this video, I came to Nepal to experience the best nature, mountains, and also stay and review some of the amazing best hotels that you can find out here. So in this video, expect a vlog review of all the best properties that I've stayed in. Although I'm now back to Dubai, let me tell you about our Nepal itinerary and show you what we were up to. I usually never do vlogs, but this time was rather special because in this holiday that we had for the Eid break, we actually chose some really awesome hotels in Nepal. So I thought, why not combine pleasure with work and also review some of these hotels, because when I was planning my trip with my girlfriend, it was super difficult to find any kind of videos or information on those specific hotels. We did obviously find some, but I wanted to just refresh it and update you guys if you are planning to go and see those places as well. Our trip to Nepal was only about 7 days, and straight when we landed to Kathmandu, we already booked our chauffeur through the welcome pickup app. So that was super easy. It was a little bit more expensive than booking it throughout the city, but it was very good after a long flight of only 3.5 hours actually. So anyway, he took us to the hotel, and our first day was in city center of Kathmandu because we planned 2 days to spend in the city and explore everything. We also booked a few guides to get us around all the UNESCO sites. So our first hotel was Marriott through the Marriott Bonvoy. For those of you who follow me already, you know that I am a Bonvoy member and I use points to travel and to get rooms through the Marriott app, and that's exactly why we chose it for the first 2 days, because first of all, it was rather good, modern, wasn't too expensive in terms of the points, so it was around I think 40,000 for 2 nights. And also we got a free upgrade and really nice view to the whole city, so everything looked really good, and we thought, why not to stay in this hotel. And it also ended up being one of the best hotels in the entire city. We got this very nice king bed room with the blades that were electric, so every morning at night we were putting them down and up. That was super nice to also see the mountains in the back. For the first night, we decided to go for a walk around the city center, so a place, an area called Tamel, which is pretty touristy. However, I think for the first impression was pretty good because we jumped into a restaurant. I think it was called Little Tibet, that was the name. So it was really good food, and we also walked around to see the nightlife, and then came back to the hotel to prepare for our special dinner. Tamil was only around 15 minutes walk from the hotel, so we were actually able to almost reach Durbar Square, which is the most famous historical part of the city. And we also saw a couple of stupas on the way, which is the structure spiritual for Buddhists to come and basically meditate. It was super beautiful because we had a very nice sunset, so we were able to see all this cultural interesting things in a different shape. Then we came back, got dressed, and we were up for our dinner experience at Dwarikas, which is one of the oldest and most traditional famous hotels in Nepal. It has one in Kathmandu and another resort in the mountains, so we went to the one in Kathmandu. We got a taxi. I already installed the app called Patao, which is local Careem or Uber for Nepal, so it was around $2 to get to the hotel. We chose not to stay at Dwarika's hotel because we wanted to actually go into the mountains after Kathmandu. So since we already booked Marriott through points, we actually just wanted to experience the dinner at their very famous restaurant, and that is called Krishnarpan. And believe me, this was a absolutely worth it experience because we booked in advance the 6-set course menu, which was around $70 without the drinks, so we would experience the whole Nepalese food culture in that night. And we specifically booked it for the first day, so we understand exactly right away and blend into the culture from the very first moment of arrival in Nepal. We also paired our food with some wines, and overall that was around $200 for two of us for the dinner, which obviously is way over the top for Nepal and Kathmandu. However, for Europe, that is pretty good for a similar Michelin style restaurant. So that was served in courses. It was more or less the same experience as a Michelin star restaurant. So I think it was pretty worth it, considering that at lunch we had a meal for just $2. Then we got a pretty nice gift at the end, ordered a taxi and went back home to rest and get ready for the second day, where our guide Raku was already waiting for us in the lobby and took us to see 4 of the UNESCO heritage sites in Kathmandu. That day was really filled with different emotions and many people of interesting cultures and religions that we met, and we started it with the place called Pashupatinath temple, which is the cremation site in Kathmandu, and we actually witnessed some of the cremations, which was giving us quite a mixed feeling. However, the overall place was super energetic and beautiful. We then took the car back to see a couple of stupas. We saw the biggest one in the world, and that is based in Kathmandu. It was, and many of the monuments were actually destroyed or half destroyed by the earthquake a few years ago. However, most of them were rebuilt, and it just looks fantastic and has such a good and positive energy around it. So when you walk there and roll the prayer wheels for good luck and ringing the bells, which is a thing or an action that you will see throughout Nepal in many stupas and other places. We then went to see another stupa which was on top of the mountain, so we saw the whole picturesque view of Kathmandu and the surrounding mountains. We then ended the day with Durbar Square, which is the old part of the town, and they have the Hindu temples in there. They also have a couple of Buddhist temples, and the most important thing was the place where Kumari lives, which is the living god of Kathmandu. And in Nepal they do believe in living gods, the reincarnated ones. So this is a girl up to the age when menstruation begins, so she only appears to the public for a few seconds during the day, or maybe minutes, but for us it was just a few seconds. You can't take pictures or videos, so we saw her. We were lucky to see her. The next day we had a couple of other cool experiences planned in the morning. We went to see a shaman who made some shamanic ritual for us, which was quite interesting. It was a little bit scary, to be honest. However, it's still very interesting, and I was super curious to just find out how this works and maybe try to get into that trance mode. But back to the hotels. Our next place where we stayed is called Kavya Resort, and it's one of the most magnificent and special places that I've been to. On the way to Kavya, we were going up the mountains basically, and we stopped in one other city just for 2-3 hours. That city is called Bhaktapur and is one of the most picturesque cities that I've seen in my entire life, and I've been to many countries, and I'll just leave a couple of videos for you to see. It was a festival also at the time in the city, so we were super blessed to see and feel the energy from the people around. We took some food on the rooftop, and then we headed back to our resort, and Kavya was something else. From the minute we arrived, we felt special.
Very nice. Very peaceful.
Sir, Namaste, welcome to Kavya Resort.
Thank you.
Everyone was super welcoming and professional, and they greeted us with some nice traditional garments and water and some juice as well. And then we entered the main lobby area and just had a look at the mountain range view.
It's supposed to be a very beautiful view of the mountain range, but today is a little bit cloudy. Here are the cottages and the swimming pool. She's a beginner blogger as well. Let's cheer her up. Yeah.
So Kavya has many different villas on the side. It's definitely on the higher end of pricing. Many say it's the most expensive hotel in Nepal. However, I'm not sure about this. For us, it costed us around $300 for the night, which was totally worth it, and let me tell you why. From the moment that we entered the territory, we felt like in an actual forest made for us. Everything was blended with the nature perfectly. You can feel the quality of finishings of those houses and the swimming pool as well, and the designs as well, which were very eloquent and beautiful, just simply beautiful. We even got a personal butler to help us out with our luggage and anything else throughout our stay, which I'm super thankful for, and thank you if you're watching. It definitely helped our stay to be amazing. Then we got to our room, which was a villa with the mountain view, and it had everything you needed inside. The finishings, the couches, the curtains even, everything was very stylish. The place was super big as well. You had enough space to move around and to feel like at home for real.
Here's the bedroom slash living room. We have some water, fruits, Wi-Fi and everything is here. Then we have a fridge. Everything is complimentary, which is amazing. Here's the bed. TV. Here hopefully we will have a nice view to the mountains. And here we have the bathroom. Super nice.
Kavya is also famous for having their in-house meditation, yoga, and different kind of spiritual events and also sessions. So one of the most memorable things during all this stay is meeting Guruji, who is an in-house member of the team and has introduced us to different kind of interesting sessions in yoga, meditations, and numeral readings. Although I was meditating in the past and it really helps you to clear out your mind and become more positive and calm. The sessions that we had with Guruji were simply life-changing.
Any spiritual meditations, yeah, enlightened means when this energy going to consciousness, at that time you completely fulfill with the power. This is the mystery of that. Nowadays people not understand and some things.
I really enjoyed it, and if you're watching this, because I know you will do, I thank you very much for everything. It was just an amazing experience. We did a meditation session. We learned about the mudras, different types that exist, and we tried a few of them. And then we also had a numeric reading on the second day, and even a walk together, just a personal walk on the mountain and seeing the beauty of Nagarkot, which is the city where Kavya is located. Well, it's a village on the mountain.
The clouds, otherwise we can easily see the Kathmandu city. Yeah.
It's super beautiful. It's full of forests and picturesque views, and we just went for a walk all together, learned about the local plants, fruits and people and what they did there. Also went to see some locals as well. Overall, really great experience. The food was pretty good as well. It wasn't a super large menu, however you had everything you needed, and we tried a few of them. It was very delicious. The staff was all super friendly, and I thank you all for making this stay a wonderful stay. We also had a bonfire night where we gathered by the fire and overlooked the mountains. They also have a spa that you can book in advance, and you have all kinds of therapeutic massages and any kind of facials that you want to do. So just book in advance because it gets pretty filled. They only have a few people there, but they are actually building the new site, which we saw with Guruji on our walks. So that was super interesting as well, because they will have many other things like a sound healing room.
This is the singing bowl room
And the new spa. So let me show you in a few more videos here.
Is this the spa?
This is a new spa. I will show you.
It's very big.
Yeah, very
Wow.
big. Many things here.
So here's the construction site.
We only stayed for a night at Kavya, and the next morning Guruji actually gave us some presents when we were leaving, which was super kind from his side.
Yes, this is the key of the more communications and balancing your life.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
This is the sign of Mount Everest.
Amazing.
Yeah. You seeing a really
I think
like
I've seen this.
a Nepali hero.
Yeah.
Wow. So good, handsome. Wow.
With the pants and everything.
And then we already booked the chauffeur through the same app, Welcome Pickups, to take us to our final destination, which was on the other side of the mountains, and it's called the Terraces Resort. The road to Terraces is probably the first things that comes to my mind because it was quite interesting.
Well, as you can see, the road is not perfect.
And not the easiest one to do, especially if you are coming from Nagarkot, one mountain to another one. You're avoiding the main roads, you're driving on very bad roads or even non-existent ones, so it's actually quite an experience. However, from the minute you reach the top of the mountain and you see the gates to terraces, everything just becomes so calm, relaxed and beautiful, because the place is just a blend of everything that you need for a longer stay, which we planned for 3 nights.
Yes. So,
So welcome to the terraces.
thank you very much.
Say
Thank
welcome
you.
to the terraces.
From the minute we entered the place, we were warmly greeted with a welcome drink, which was super good and tasted amazing, just refreshing after the long drive. And then we entered the territory, we saw the restaurant and also the Buddha in the middle with a small lake. We walked down and saw the beautiful view and the terrace and also the swimming pool, which is super nice and overlooks the entire city of Kathmandu. At those exact terraces we were having breakfast every day, which was included in the rate, and also sometimes in the evening when it was not so cold or we had the fireplaces by us, we were also staying outside. We continued then throughout the territory of terraces and went to our place, another small lake with the koi fish. Then we also saw the spa on the right and many other things that are there on the territory. This spa, we actually used it twice. It was just beautiful and the people working there were so professional and so good that we just had to come back for another treatment. Our room overall was upgraded. We had a very big terrace and just overall it was way larger than we initially thought. So let me show you a few snapshots from there.
Very nice. Great smell.
So there is just like things about your room. You get the mini bar over here, fruit basket is there, you get some tea and coffee bags over here.
Is the mini bar included?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
included. Yes. So you get the keetli over here, long essentials. The sleepers over here, extra
Oh, very
blankets.
nice.
Even umbrellas.
Yeah, even umbrella.
This is useful actually because we didn't have space and
You have female and male version.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you have the safety deposit box as well. Like
it's super pretty.
this drawer.
I love the lightning,
Yeah.
the lights.
So bathtub is just beside the door. Like bathtub is here. You get the towels over here as well. You get the standing shower over here. Washroom is here. Like if you need anything extra.
Actually, I thought it's gonna be smaller to be honest because it looks bigger than in the pictures. Actually, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is nice. This is very nice.
So close to the nature, and you can enjoy the mountain ranges from here, like photos.
The view from the balcony, the terrace, was just phenomenal. We would see the mountains every day. The overall place was just blissful. It had all kinds of amenities we ever wanted. It had a very nice jacuzzi overlooking the city where you could come in the morning or in the evening or even throughout the day when it's not as hot to lay down and basically get into the jacuzzi and enjoy the warm water when outside is cold. During our stay in Terraces, we did also a few different activities that they had on their list and also something that we requested by ourselves. So the first one that we did was some meditation sessions in the morning. Another cool thing that we did was the sound healing, and that was super refreshing. Terraces also has their own helipad, and during the sunsets they actually allow all the residents to go up. They serve you some drinks and nibbles, tea, and you can just enjoy and lay on one of those sunbeds that they provide there to just watch over the mountains and the sunset. And that was actually one of the most memorable things and moments throughout our stay, because we went there for a very beautiful sunset. We were also lucky to meet some other people that were working or residing in Terraces. We met the general manager who, if you're watching, thanks a lot for your welcoming, and he was very kind to us to let us know what's going on the territory and asking different questions, and that was just a very nice conversation that we had. And then we agreed to do a hike on the very next day, and then we met our guide, whose name is Rajendra. You are also amazing. You showed us the nice places around Terraces, so we went for a hike to see the kiwi farm where the plant grows, and he also showed us around of some other different fruits and so on, so I'll show you in next videos.
Can you buy it?
Thank you.
Wow,
Together
this
at
is
once?
cool.
It's a very sweet
Are
one.
they getting bigger?
Yeah, it's the sweetest. It's the sweet one.
Wow,
Yeah,
this is cool.
It's 100% organic.
Wow, this is really nice, yeah.
We also hiked around and went into some local villages where most of the people actually work in terraces, or they just work somewhere else. They grow their own seeds and so on, and food as well. So that was quite a cool experience to see that. Those locals definitely have a better view than we do, even in Dubai. On our last day, I went on for a morning meditation session by myself, where my girlfriend went for another session, and then we had our lunch, which by the way was really good. The food and the service overall is pretty good around terraces. So we went to the reception. We already booked our driver, who was the same from the same company, Welcome Pickups, who was taking us to the airport, and we got our final bill. It ended up being just around $105 for 3 nights, and also including all the food that we had besides the breakfast, which was already included. And then we left to the airport, and we were actually flying business class, so we had the access to the executive lounge, which wasn't actually accessible through Dragon Pass. So if you're planning to go, it's not included in there. However, you get it if you're flying business. It was quite an experience as well, because it obviously isn't the Emirates business lounge that you have in Dubai. However, you still have everything that you need. You have good food, you have good drinks as well, and just the people are super nice and welcoming as well. So it creates a good place to wait for your route going back home. Well, then we finally boarded our plane and took off to Dubai. And that is how our trip ended. Overall, it was a very beautiful spiritual experience, which is unusual for me. However, I wanted to just share this with the world as well and tell you how beautiful Nepal and its best hotels were. I know maybe Nepal is not actually famous for that. However, I am in property and real estate, so I'm very much fascinated about good properties, and I'm trying to build my own properties and maybe even some hotels in the future. That's exactly why I wanted to stay at those places and share this experience with the world. So if you did like the info and the experience watching this, then let me know in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.